was a much needed rest. It's almost 5 o'clock now. I don't know what time it was, but I think that was a few hours I napped for. I feel much better. I feel very relaxed. So what I want to do now is I want to bring this piece of red pine, the substantial piece, over to my camp. Oh, it's pretty rotten, but I need something to work on top of. I need to buck all those pieces up, so I'd like to have a working bench. This red pine's been on the ground, it's rotted like I'm saying. I'm going to probably take, I don't know, 8 feet of it, that way it's stable enough where it's not going to roll around when I'm using it. Pretty humid out here. There's a nice breeze, much breezier than it was before, but it's very humid. Man, wood is dense. This old axe is not as sharp as some of my newer ones. It's more blunt. This is the first axe I bought, I think, ever. 19-inch Wetterlings. When I was getting into Bushcraft, 19-inch Wetterlings, large hunters. It's got a large, big wedge on it, so it's not as slicey and dicey as some of the transfers or my Sandvik even, but she works. Oh, the skeeters. Is that enough wood chopping? Do I do enough wood chopping in my videos? I haven't been told that before. Not at all. Oh man, look at the lighting. Look at the lighting right now. A boot perfect, eh? Here you can see what I mean. This is a red oak. This has got that white dusty bark. But look at the red on the inside. Look at the contrast. Look at the contrast, boy. Sorry. Look at the contrast, right? Look at how much decay. Look how much decay is on the outside, right? About 1/8 of an inch. But then once you get to the wood, that's when you can really see the grain and tell that it's still quality. If you ever had like oak flooring in your house or whatever, that's the same kind of look it has. Those that long grain. I'm getting absolutely swarmed right now. I don't know if it picks it up in the camera there, but there's mosquitoes and black flies, and the black flies are just starting to bite. Mosquitoes have been biting all day. But I'm going to probably get that fire going, have a little smoldery fire inside underneath my tarp shelter there, just to keep the bugs down for a while. I'm not really hungry. The nap was good. I got gassy from those fiddleheads. Very gassy. It stinks. I've come to the outskirts of my red pine stand, and I found a white pine. These white pine have a little bit thinner twigs. These are very, very dry and have tiny needles on the end, or tiny twigs on the end. So I'm going to gather a bunch of these to bring over for my kindling. It's all about using the easiest stuff around you. I'm not have to walk far for this at all. and I don't want to split down my oak too much to make too many shavings and stuff. So just grab a ton of these. This will be a few levels of kindling for me. So this dead oak has another tell, and it's this bark that just peels off very easily. If you look under it, it's got these dots. This bark, if you've been watching my channel from the beginning, you know has oils and characteristics that birch bark has as well. So what I'm going to do is, it doesn't come off as easy. This is actually very easy to take off, this specific one. It's not always this easy, but I'm going to bring this back over to my my shelter, and I'll show you how well it lights and has oils in it, and it will burn and ignite my fire. This will be my birch bark substitute. I still do have birch up there, but I thought, why not? There's all this around. It's kind of something different, a little different to show. So we'll grab this. I still use a match. It will light off a fire still, but I have my match. I have my fire still packed away, but my match is gonna ignite this. Oh, didn't see you there. This tree's a nice backrest, except for the limbs jabbing me in the spine. Okay, so what I see a lot of the times, the biggest problem people have in lighting fires. Now listen, I'm lighting fire with a match here. Okay, there's nothing primitive about this, but the same situation, same deal applies. People, you can't even start with something this thick. This is pine. This is white pine, super lightweight, styrofoamy, and I would still not start with something that thick. You want to start with stuff this thick. The very tips of the pine twigs, or the very tips of the maple, or whatever you want to use the smallest diameter that you can. Without, and if you can't find that, then that's when you split down. You know, you make these tiny little pencil lead and pencil diameter stuff. So even though I'm cleaning all those off, all these are getting put in a pile, I'm still going to use this as my secondary tinder, right? See how easy it's breaking? There's nothing to it, but I'm going to put that in a pile bigger than the tips. So that way I have different levels of kindling, expert level kindling unlocked. Anyways, I'm probably telling you guys things that you already know, but maybe this will help a few of you. Just tiny. And then what I am going to do, because I'm lighting it with that oak bark, that birch bark substitute, I am going to go out and grab more milkweed stalks to put down actually first, before these little twigs, just to give it as much chance in the world as it needs to grow. Obviously, I don't want to use more than one match. It's not a survival situation or anything like that, but I don't want to sit here with a book of matches trying to get a fire going when it's not even raining. That wouldn't look very expert level, would it? So, all about making your life easier, like I was saying earlier. That's what this trip's about anyway. Don't go off my last video. Okay, this wind is kicking up too. It's coming at me this way, which is good because my bed is here. My bed roll is here. My fire is here. It's just parallel to the fire. So anyways, I've got enough here. I'm gonna go out. I'm not gonna bring you with me. You already know what I'm doing out there, grabbing the milkweed stalks. I shall return. All right, so I've got my 2 sticks. I guess I'll put on this side so you can see as a brace. I've got my oak bark that half of it blew away in the wind here, and I got the wind at my back, so the wind actually just kicked up pretty good here. I'm gonna try and block it as I'm lighting my fire. Got mosquitoes all over. Again, the same thing with the very fine kindling. I'm gonna break the tops off, and that's gonna go down first. Ooh, I got a piece of gum in my pocket. Perfect. Ooh, a piece of candy. So you see the black smoke? You see how it's got like that really super orangey flame? And the black smoke. and it's burning pretty good, eh? Just for oak bark. It's not any kind of birch or anything like that, as I've said. That's a pretty good burn with black smoke off of just a little bit of thin bark. Something to keep in the back of the mind anyway. Another trick. Another trick. Another trick is not leaving your matches right in the fire. That's a good one to know. Stick with me, boys and girls. And we just get progressively bigger. Crisscross them, applesauce them. Well, what do you think? That's alright, eh? Pretty cool little trick. It's not as good as birch bark, but you saw how oily and how orange the flame was. GoPro action, not a GoPro Joe. I like being outside and not having to work my butt off, you know? Something fun about it. Something really fun about it. You can see what I mean. My bed is here in front, and the fire is just completely blowing that way. That's how you want your setup. It's getting to be that time. I have a surprise, mainly for myself, but I'm sure you guys will be interested in it too. I gotta go out and down to the river to go get it. So let's go to the river. So what could I possibly be going down to the river to get? Bonus points if you get it. 3, 2, 1. It's beer. No beer weir this time. We got beer sticks holding her down. Oh, buddy, let's hike back up and I'll talk all about these bad boys. Na 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 na, Elmo's world. All right, I'm back. Back from the river. Okay, so I have sand in my mouthpiece. Is this in focus? This is not in focus. Is that better? All right. I have 2 of my favorite beers by 2 of my favorite breweries in Ontario. I have Sawdust City, Twin Pines, and that bad boy. What does that say right there? What does that say? 8.8%. Bam, son. Got Twin Pines Double IPA, extra strong beer, double IPA, she says. Sawdust City is out of Gravenhurst. You've tasted our Lone Pine IPA, and you've experienced being slapped across the face with a pine bough, quote unquote. At first it surprised you, then it grew on you, and before long you couldn't wait for that truculent tree, truculent? Truculent, truculent tree to do it again. And now, as you stand there in disbelief, you see not 1 but 2 mighty pine looming before you. Are you seeing double? Indeed you are. Twin Pines is everything you love about Lone Pine, but with double the pleasure, huge amounts of hops and balanced perfectly with massive amounts of malt, making Twin Pines Double IPA one dangerously delicious ale. You've been warned twice, she says. Growing her in. Only been 5 months. Okay, second up for your viewing pleasure is Octopus Wants to Fight. This is a staple. Our pet octopus is a bit of a jerk. He's that guy who has a couple that either tells you how much he loves you or threatens to fight you. So we brewed this IPA with 8 varieties of hops and 8 types of malt. We targeted 88 IBU and 8.8% to appease him. Sadly, when he found out that we fabricated all of the above info, it only made him more volatile. We were starting to realize that octopus was a poor choice for a pet. It's not 8.8, it's 6.2 right now, this batch at least. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, yeast. Doesn't say much more than that. Serving temp 3 to 5. So I think I'm gonna do the Twin Pines first off. Start her off hardcore, you know, 8.8 as opposed to the 6 point whatever. I just want to get the sand out of my mouthpiece, you know, really, more than anything. I saw a comment that says, I wonder just how much he gets paid by the liquor company. Notice he reads every ingredient and all about the liquor and the beer before he drinks it. I wish, bud. I wish. You think the LCBO is just sending me checks here, right? All right. And another thing I wanted to get off my chest. You guys see me drinking in almost every video. That's like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't really drink at home too often. I have a beer every now and then, but I do enjoy a beer while I'm out. So for the children out there, it's not a cool thing. It's not something cool. I wouldn't think you're any cooler if you are drinking or if you're not. It's just something that I would like to do out here. Cheers. It's such a good beer. Old Twin Pines. I actually went to the brewery to get it in Gravenhurst. They don't have them in the liquor store by my house. My plane's around. Do you hear them? Do you hear them now? I'm over here! If you're missing me. Maybe I should only brought up the one beer so far. Or right now to keep the other one cold, but... Okay, I think I gotta do supper. It's like 6:30. It's about supper time. I burned my other fork or spoon or spatula or whatever I made, so it had resin in it anyways. I didn't really want to use it too much for eating. So here's a piece of maple, super hard, dense. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make like a little straight, like a chisel point on the end. It works really well for eating. And I'm going to cut it again with my saw because the end is all very splintered, and obviously I don't want that while I'm eating as a utensil. I'm telling you, I know I already told you guys this little saw on the Swiss Army knives. I've had it on a farmer and this Bushcrafter now. It's a good little saw. You're not going to be doing your firewood with it at all, but for notches or for like making traps or a bow drill kit, or even just little stuff like this, little crafty stuff, it's perfect. It's not a garbage saw. That's definitely, it's not a wire saw. It works. Almost through. Takes a while. No joke. Oh, I'll take my melted, oh no, my melted butter and garlic and add that too. Oh, and my jerky. Oh, things are looking up, boys and girls. No peasant life anymore. All right, so I got rice, jerky, butter, garlic. I'm not gonna put my M&M peanuts in my rice, not this time. What? Oh, the fire is hot. Imagine that. So I got that in there. I am gonna put the rest of my butter in because I don't need it for anything else now. Throw my garlic hunk in there just like that too. I tend to normally put too much water in, not really on purpose, just pulling a Joe every time. But a good trick is if you throw it back on the fire without the lid on, the water will evaporate. You leave the lid on and the water, the steam hits the lid and drips back in as water, right? If you leave the lid off, then the water evaporates and it gets to be good. This is how I've always cooked this rice, just always too much water and then boiled it out. It's always worked fine for me. It's no big deal. I think what I'll do is throw my jerky inside it once it's done. I got some, actually maybe I won't need salt if the jerky's in it. Jerky's pretty damn salty in general, but I think I'm done. My spoon. Just that chisel end. One end's more of a scoopy kind of thing. Nothing fancy, you know. I'm not Zed over here carving kookses and spoons like a pro. What up, Zed? Much love. Alright, let's take this, man, I'm loving this sheath. It's super simple. Anyways, let's take this boiling rice off of here and see what's going on. I didn't bring any gloves, and the titanium tends to get hot, so I normally try to leave the handles hanging off the fire, but I think they're gonna be pretty hot right now, so. By I think it means I already burned my hand on it. Boop. Like a pro, man. I think I might, oh man, these bugs, they're getting me. They're getting me, bud. I think I might cut up my garlic in here now. I just wanted to plop it in at first to get the whole thing full of the garlic flavor. Oh, she's a touch toasty, bud. Oh my goodness gracious. I can hear a dog or something. Maybe it's that cow again. Alright, cut these. Oh, she's soft. That's perfect. Soft garlic. Yeah, it's a dog. I hear a dog barking out there. Alright. A quality spoon. It's almost done. I think right now I will throw my jerky in as well because it's almost done. Might be a little weird. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm weird. Some of the best jerky, man. Awesome subscriber sent me some. Christopher. Alright. I do have more stuff at home. If you guys have sent me something I haven't mentioned it at all, I do have it at home. I'm going to be doing a video on it. I just haven't got around to it yet. But I do appreciate it and thank you. This is done. This is done. All that water's gone now. Oh, she's done, bud. You know what? Let's go sit on the cliff. Have a little view for our dinner. It sounds like a good idea. What a view. It's like the Bend, the Grand River. Not the Grand River, the Grand Canyon. There's a Grand River though. Just like the Grand Canyon here. Same deal. Scorpions. Cheers. This is a nice spot. Very nice spot. Thank you to Clark for letting me know about this place. For sure, bud. I know some people are gonna comment or wonder about my tarp setup. I've had people before, everything from thinking that tarps are the only way to go now, to telling me I'm an idiot for setting my tarp up so high. What if it rains? The fact of the matter is, the tarp is not the be-all, end-all shelter. I love it. It's my favorite. I love it. I love the ventilation you get, the airflow you get through it. You're not getting all full condensation. Am I in focus? That's a little bit better. Not getting all sorts of condensation in there. Yeah. She echoed. You get protection from the rain. There's zero protection from bugs. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to set up. And sometimes, depending on your setup, your configuration, you need trees. What you saw me do on my last trip with the pole, with the canoe paddle, or you could use a stick. That works, and you can use a tarp without any trees. But you're still kind of limited. So to address the rain thing, it has to be raining completely sideways for it to go past that. You know what I mean? Like, I have it up so high it's almost flat, but it would literally need to be raining sideways. I know it's not going to, even if it does sprinkle like it did earlier today. It was just like a drizzle. I'm not worried about it. And if it does, Doesn't take much to just drop down the corners and get more of an A-frame, even if it is high up above you. It does stop the wind when it's closer to the ground, but again, I'm not really concerned about it. My wool blanket tonight is going to be more than sufficient for warmth. I don't need to worry about wind. And when I did worry about wind on my last trip, for example, I was staking it down to the ground. You saw that. So, different shelters for different times of the year, for different situations, for different regions even. I had a guy flip out on my solo hammock camping in a thunderstorm video. Call me a retard and everything because I'm teaching people that it's okay to camp in a thunderstorm with just a tarp. What is a tent gonna do? What is a tent gonna do in a thunderstorm? What is a tent? It's just four walls of thin nylon. It doesn't make sense. Like, a tarp isn't going to protect you from thunderstorm or lightning, but neither is a tent. If anything, there's no poles. There's no metal poles on a tarp. People are very quick to jump to conclusions and think that they know what's going on. Maybe they do. Every region is different. I'm really not trying to teach too much at all. I'm just trying to show you my experience out here. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just a guy who goes out and camps. Really, it's as easy as you want to put it. I have some skills, I have some knowledge, but man, you get that by going out. You know what I mean? So, anyways, maybe this double IPA is getting to me, but the fact of the matter is, the moral of the story is, not everything is the same. Things are different. Things are good sometimes, things are good not other times. The same thing can be good one time and not another time. Nothing is just straight across even. Results may vary. My version of bushcraft may differ from yours. Oh, and I would laugh. My next trip will be with a friend. Who should I collaborate with next? Let me know in the comments. Who should I collaborate with? I already know what my next trip is going to be. I won't let you in on it just yet. But it'll be cool, and it'll be with a guy that you've been asking for me to do a video with. But who should I collaborate with? What are the big YouTubers? Let me know. I'm buddies with a lot of them. All the cool ones. Pack that out with me. Probably go down the creek, get some water, wash this bad boy out again. But first, M&M peanuts. Dessert time. I love these things. Just a handful. A little handful will do you. Check out my website, joerobinet.com, if you want a scout patch. Bam. Got them in 2 colors. Sand in there. Sand really works good. It acts like as an abrasive. Imagine using like an SOS pad compared to a dish rag. Alright, so my mom's always hooking me up with weird stuff. Got a bag of sage, I swear that's what it is. Straight sage, and she has had a sore throat, she said, for some time now. Got a little virus thing going around, and this has been helping her throat. Oh man, that's sage. And she says she did a bunch of research on it. It is not only good for just your throat, but good for guts and all that fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is make a tea right now out of my hot water that I just cleaned my rice dank with. I'm not really sure how much to put in, I don't have a T-ball or anything like that, so I'm just gonna grab a nice, maybe tablespoon-ish full, a little bit more, and just drip it right in. And then after, when it's done steeping, I'll probably just sip it slow to try to keep the stuff out of my mouth. But yeah, it smells really good. I've had some like honey or lemon or something. I think that would go well with it. Got salt. I don't think that'll work though. Alright, I might try something different other than doing what I said, just drinking it with it in, with the sage in it. I'm going to pour it in here. I'm going to sift it into here and then pour it back into my cup. Oh, it's green. Smells really good, actually. Smells like you could use some lemon, lemon and honey. Okay, so that's good in there. Golden goodness. I got my sage. I almost dumped back into my pot. Okay, it's pretty clean, pretty clean. I'll just do the old switcheroo. Oh, look at me go. Never a dull moment. Alright, pretty clean. Ugh, sagey. Alright. This should be pretty good. Wow. That's decent, guys. Straight up. The smoke is coming at me a little bit now. I like it. I like it quite a bit, actually. Thanks, Mom. Again, thank you. Hope you guys did something good for your moms on Mother's Day. Oh, we had everybody over, had a little barbecue. Spent some mommy time. Can't appreciate the moms enough, you know? Legit, real talk. Okay, well, this sage tea is very good. I suggest you guys try it if you haven't. It's actually really nice. May make another tea after. Another cup of old sage tea. Well, I think I might go for a little walk before I lose light. It's almost sundown. Can you see the sun behind me? Can you see that? We got 1 3/4. We got an hour and a half before dark. So each four fingers is an hour from the horizon. So we got an hour and 3 fingers. Hour 45 minutes till it's dark. And it probably won't even be dark at that point. We'll have residual light, but yeah, go for a walk, maybe down by the river, see if any animals are out. I've seen beaver sign, I've seen beaver chew all by it. Maybe we can go be quiet and see a little bit of sign or see some beaver. Let's go. Seeing the sand here, deer hoof print. There's a bunch all around. That's what sand is good for, eh? Old track trap. Those are raccoon, I believe. There's something else, but something close to a raccoon. Otter, beaver, or a raccoon, I imagine. Get that bug spray off me as much as possible. wake myself up a bit. You know, 8 o'clock at night, you need to wake up. All I can taste in my mouth is that sage. All I can taste in my mouth is that sage. Well, I'm getting swarmed down here by mosquitoes. Up where my camp is, there's much more breeze and a fire. So I think I'm gonna go head back up there. If you live in the eastern woodlands, I'm sure you've seen this. Always on young spindly trees. This is black knot of cherry, Apiosporina morbosa. One of the things I remember from college very well, they called it blank on a stick. We'll call it crap on a stick, is what it looks like. Literally looks like a turd, but it is a fungus. I've tried to spark it with a fire still before with no luck. It's pretty fibrous inside, so I thought it would have worked. But anyways, Apiosporina morbosa. I got more than enough firewood now stacked up. It's 8:30. I only have, I don't know, I don't expect to stay up till past 10. I did have that nap today. Maybe I'll stay up till 11 or something, but still not even 3 hours left. I can burn 2 or 3 pieces of wood at a time, and it's more than sufficient. It's nice not having to huddle by the fire trying to stay alive kind of thing. Just having it for fun instead. This is a good trip. It's completely different than my last trip, but a very good trip. I almost needed it to reset. All I brought for warmth was my old Primloft. Get it out of here. This thing has been with me for so very long. It's one of the first like expensive pieces of clothing gear for the outdoors I bought. You know, it's never fun buying like sleeping pads or clothes or like even a sleeping bag and stuff like that. It's just not something cool. It's not a knife. It's not an axe. You know what I mean? It's not I bought a woods tool. I bought a garment. But once you have your tools and once you're comfortable with your stuff and you aren't really searching for like the best knife and all that quote unquote stuff, you really start looking at like how do you make yourself more comfortable out there without carrying heavy bulky stuff, right? Like, and all depending obviously on what you're doing, but this is my thought process anyways. This was my thought process during this whole camping thing. So this is a Mountain Equipment Co-op Uplink 1. It's Primloft. It's got like, that means it's like synthetic down inside. It's like very thin nylon. You can see I've patched it up multiple times. It's got burn holes all in it. No joke. I brought this on a loan with me, and I've had this maybe 2 years before that. So I don't know, a good 5 years at the very minimum. And the thing's still going strong. You know what I mean? It packs down to nothing. Keeps me super warm. If I put this on and sat by the fire, I can't even wear this right now. It's too hot, and it's inside out. I just put it on inside out. That's really weird. What? How does that work? No, I didn't. Too many beers. Well, yeah, I can't even sit here by the fire with it on. Way too hot. And I don't even need to put my sweater on right now. So, oh, and the best part is, this is how I'm going to be using it tonight. I didn't know if I would have to wear it or not, depending how cold it got. But like most things like this, it's not like special towards this or anything. It folds up into its own pocket. Most pieces of like outer downwear, like coats and stuff that have the chest pocket will do this. Pack right up into its own chest pocket, zip up, and then you can use it as a pillow. Not too shabby. That's what I'll be using this time. I didn't bring my fancy pillow in my old Joro pillow. Yeah, not too much gear on this trip. Enough though, definitely enough. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I'll shiver the whole. You hear 'em? Night through. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep last night? Alright, super bonus points. Who sings that song? I filled up a whole SD card. A 32 gig too. Who sings that song and what album was it from? My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I will shiver the whole night through. Probably a lot of people's favorite band of the 90s. Iconic as they come. Go! That's 2 trivias in this video, guys. 2 trivias. Feeling all trivia-y. Cheers. Do you want to fight me? It's 10:30 now. I think I'm gonna head in soon. I just put the last of the wood on the fire there. Wind's kicking up, but obviously I'm not cold at all. I still haven't had to put on my sweater or my Primloft or anything like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna tuck in here pretty soon. I'll get with you in the morning. I got some oatmeal to cook up before I pack up and get out of here, so hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Birds are singing. Woodpeckers are pecking. Mosquitoes are biting. What a good night. It's just past 6 now, so I slept in pretty good. Probably didn't fall asleep till 11:30 or so. I ate a fire going, man. These mosquitoes are getting bad this morning. Hear them? The mosquitoes died down last night pretty good once it got dark. And the fire and the wind and all that stuff. The wind kept up pretty good last night too, but it never got too cold. I had to put on my sweater here, but that was about it. Nice sunrise though. Beauty. Bust out the old birch bark, eh? Still got the 1 match. I still got a book of matches, but we'll try to use 1 match. Peck that wood, bro. Guess what's on the menu this morning? You'll never guess it. It's something completely new. Oatmeal. I think I am going to use my spork because I remembered I had it last night. Nice and easy this morning. Probably not going to film too much or stick around too much. I do have that big 6-hour drive to get home. Emerald is anxious to see me. as I am her and my wife. So, just an overnighter, but I was gone for 2 nights, right? I had to drive here the day before, so there's a little bit of time away. Absence makes the heart grow fonder until 5 minutes after I'm home, and then the family is ready for me to go again, and I am ready to go again. I said this to my wife last time. I said, oh man, all I wanted to do last time was be home, and now I'm home, and I got the itch to be gone again. And she says, I know what you mean. I said, what? She's like, I wanted you to be home, and 5 minutes after, I wanted you to be gone again too. She gives it right back to me, man, which is good. That's probably why we've been together for so long. But yeah. Anyways, I'm probably gonna eat this oatmeal up and tear down camp. Can you see the glow? Look at the glow. Look at the bump on the forehead. Oh my goodness! It's huge! Oh my gosh. In the backpack, she's empty now. First goes tarp, perfect size on the bottom for the tarp. Completely takes up the complete bottom. The sleeping pad gets smashed in front of it on the bottom. It's the tarp, sleeping pad, both on the bottom. Nothing else can fit on the very bottom itself, right? Then we go possibles pouch. We go grill inside sleeping pad or sitting pad, and that goes in the back sleeve here in the orange. Should have put that in first, but that's in there now. All right, possibles pouch. Tooth gets smashed down in there. Coat in the front. Fry pan. I'll wait to put the fry pan into the top, but then we got our. Oh, right here, I have both pieces in my hand. Our fishing rod, both pieces. So this piece at the end, the connector is sharp. I want to put that at the top. I don't want that hitting my sleeping bag, or pad, I mean, or tarp. My reel can go in. Actually, there's a slug on my reel, perfect. Let's get that guy off of there. Reel goes in. And I am going to put my chest mount in there, my smaller GoPro, which is my GoPro Session, not my smaller GoPro. I guess it is the smallest one, smaller camera. My extra lens. These are all extra things that I don't really even count, all to do with filming. My other tripod. My fishing stuff, my sage, and the fry pan goes on the top. If it wasn't for this tripod, everything would be perfect, so I maybe won't carry that one in that spot. Maybe I'll slide it down the side here. There we go. Axe goes in side. Put my paracord in there. I just got the old wool blanket to put in. Cinch these guys up so. Right. Before I put my canteen away, I'm going to probably go hike down to the water, grab some to put this fire out. Everything's out. We're good to go. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I had a really fun time on this trip. A little bit different than my last trip. Stay tuned, there will be more videos coming soon. Adventures and whatnot. You guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.